every day. Aim high, miss never. Welcome to Mortgage Influence. This podcast is dedicated to bringing you cutting-edge tips to truly influence at a completely higher level. I'm Adam Hires. I help loan officers quickly add multiple six figures to their income. If you're trying to grow your business now with skills your competition doesn't even know exist, have the clarity what to do every single day to win, and run a true business that provides you the income to fund your lifestyle while having the freedom to go on vacations and leave your phone on the nightstand all day long. Head over to hirescoaching.com, smash the consultation button today, and quickly begin your path to having an unfair advantage in your market now. Head over to hirescoaching.com. We have an amazing show today. You're going to be blown away. And as my guest would say, that you'll have to bite your cheeks because you won't believe the stuff that he has in store for you that actually works, like quickly, easily, and powerfully works to be able to scale the way your conversations go, the way you're able to influence. He is my personal mentor, coach. The guy is amazing, and he's helped me with so many just amazing scripts to really take off the lid, right? Because there's this cap on regular scripts that are out there where it's just going to kind of be on deaf ears. This is working with the human psychology. It is working with the unconscious mind to be able to open their conceptual zone to new worlds, which includes you as being their loan officer. Isn't that so cool? So head over to, just go ahead and, I tell you what, personally email me at adam@hirescoaching.com. We have some great stuff in store for you. I have a sniper, 12-week sniper LO program that will help you exponentially grow your business right now in the next 12 weeks. Head over there and hit me up, Adam@hirescoaching. We'll schedule a little 15-minute consultation, see if you are truly a fit for this special program to exponentially grow right now in this market. Gosh, exciting stuff. So I have this amazing guest on here. I am just super, super pumped. And, just allow yourself to just, when you feel like this is kind of crazy, this is stuff that's not the normal, like just allow yourself, find yourself being, all the ways that you can just exponentially grow by doing these steps, and just allow yourself to just stop and not worry about all the things you've been hearing in the past that works, and just throw out that other garbage and take in what this gentleman is going to share. I am so excited. So without further ado, we have a great selling book specialist, a linguist specialist, a just amazing dude all around, Paul Ross. Great to have you on.
Thank you, Adam. What do I owe you for that introduction? I think we said $500. You brought up something.
All true.
I know it is, but you brought up an interesting word, and I want to start in my journey of guiding your audience today as I share these amazing secrets. You brought up an interesting word. You said exponential. And I think there's a distinction. The first distinction I want to draw is between incremental success and exponential success. Yes. If you're just doing what you're already doing, you can get little percentage increases, maybe. But if you always do what you've always done, if you just take off-the-shelf trainings, the problem is you're not shifting the way you think about the entire process of sales. The second problem is your competition is already doing it. So it becomes a foot race. Can you get there first? And number three, because everyone has already done it already, your prospects are hip to it. And a tactic identified is a tactic disarmed. So I want to take everyone beyond their conceptual boundaries today. Excuse me, my little great niece who's 8 months old, gave me her cold. I'm doing my best to recover. I want to take everyone outside their conceptual zone, to color outside the lines, to disconnect the dots, and really get into an entirely different way of thinking about selling. And the first value bomb I would like to drop, the first mic drop I would like to throw out there is you're not selling loans. You're not selling any of your products or services. You're always selling decisions and good feelings about decisions. I want to encourage every LO out there to think of themselves as a decision service technician. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, it does. So you throw in more than one bomb on that. I love that. I probably hack it, but you're disarmed. All your what you're saying is disarmed because people already hip to it. I love that. That's 100% true.
Now, here's the second thing that distills out of that understanding.
Yeah.
The second thing that distills out of that understanding is that every decision is made from a certain state of consciousness. Let me back up and give you a metaphor. And this is not a trick question. I encourage everyone out there in the audience to really get this. So let's say we want to conduct a current of electricity. I have a sheet of gold foil and a sheet of cardboard. Can you see my hands?
Yes.
Which one of those is going to conduct the electricity? The sheet of cardboard or the sheet of gold foil?
Gold foil.
Exactly. So think of your prospect state of consciousness. I know this is a whacked out way of thinking about selling, about what states of mind, what states of consciousness do you want your prospect in? That should be the first question you ask yourself. Not how do I do my marketing presentation, or not how do I get them to sign the loan right now, although I go into specific language for that in my training. But what state of mind do you want to get them into? Do you want them in those cardboard states of feeling rushed, of not wanting to give you their time, of not trusting you, of not being able to focus? Because nowadays, people don't have the focus. You don't have time to build rapport over 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 3 calls because of this. People now have the attention span of a goldfish. So what states of mind do you want to get them into? The idea that selling is about creating states of consciousness is pretty whacked out and crazy. It's coloring outside the lines, but it's the very ways of thinking and feeling and understanding and acting that stand so far outside of what you're used to doing that have the potential of bringing you those exponential results. And I know you as a client have seen some pretty exponential results in the brief period of time we've been coaching together. Is that accurate?
100% accurate. It's definitely drew me out of my conceptual zone on the way that selling can be done and how words can trigger the unconscious mind to to take action when normally it wouldn't happen.
Now, here's the thing. So that begs the question, that brings up the question, what states of mind do we want our prospects in? How about trusting and believing in us right away? How about seeing us as an established authority right away? How about being totally fascinated, being focused, and most importantly, trusting themselves? This is a whole new thing that we need to add into our selling. Because you see, the whole thing used to be know, like, and
trust.
That's true, but nowadays prospects don't trust themselves. They don't trust their own ability to make a good decision because they're overwhelmed, they're overloaded, they're distracted, and they've been screwed over so many times. So how do you create that ability in them to trust their own ability to make a good decision? And my crazy claim, my whacked out claim, can I curse?
You go do what you got to do.
My batshit crazy claim is you can create all those states in the first 3 to 5 minutes of conversation. That's my claim. And I can even tell people,
It's true. It's true.
It's true. And we do this by appealing to the mind, but their subconscious mind. The best way to sell is to get your prospects to convince themselves to buy. So let me share how this would work. Let's say we're making a call and we're talking to the prospect, and the prospect says, I don't know if I really want to do this today. Why should I do this today? And instead of saying, well, here are the reasons, the rates can go up and I'm blah, blah, you say, well, Mr. Smith, I can't be the one to tell you how you'll decide you want to move forward today. You're the only one who can find your own reasons to discover that's what's going to take place. So as we continue to talk today, let's take a deeper dive into how we can move forward together. Now, did I say anything specific there?
No.
But I layered in all sorts of suggestions. I said, I don't know all the ways you might find yourself moving forward today. Now, what does it mean when I say all the ways? I don't know all the ways implies that there's going to be ways they do it. I don't know all the ways you might find yourself moving forward today. What does it mean to find yourself doing something, Adam?
It's a trans phrase. Yeah.
Well, what happens is it implies it's going to happen unconsciously without their need to participate or without their ability to resist. Does that make sense?
100%.
To your audience, did you ever just find yourself falling in love? Was that a conscious process? No, it happened. You really, quite frankly, couldn't even put your finger on how you went about doing that. Did you ever just find yourself falling out of love and thinking to yourself, what the F was I thinking? Did you ever just find yourself walking over to the refrigerator, suddenly your head's in the refrigerator door, you don't remember what you're looking for? So these are naturally occurring subconscious processes. We're just triggering them through the way we use language. And the final thing I want to say is because it's so vague, I'm not giving them my reasons. They're going to come up with their own reasons so it matches their experience. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in sales is to get too specific too early on. First, you want to be vague to create these states of consciousness. And then your information, your facts, your data, your figures are going to be like that electricity. They're going to go through those gold foil states of trusting you, trusting themselves, being focused on you. And then the message is going to really resonate. Does that make sense?
100%. And the trust yourself was, that's them trusting themselves. That is something that, I learned definitely from you. Because I knew that in some ways, but when you brought it to my conscious level, and I was able to now inject that in the way I was able to influence, that really helped. Because when clients would even call for through our coaching services, the biggest thing, it wasn't that they trust me; it's that they don't trust that they are going to make the right decision because they made all the wrong decisions before. And just having that, and then able to put the language patterns in to open that up. That is a huge opportunity for growth in a sales flow.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So tell us. So you have a book, right? Great book. What's the name of that?
I do have a book, Subtle Words Itself, but actually what I have, and we'll get to it later, but because I like people to have the opportunity to take action and see what they can do. I have something I call my Invisible Influence series. It's a 5-part series that maybe takes 7 minutes each. Each one every day will tell you how to create those states of mind in yourself, first and foremost. So how to have incredible confidence, how to crush objections. And I've taught you some of these that are really, really good. Can I throw out one right now? As a gold nugget?
Absolutely.
So you've heard, I know every LO out there has heard, can I take more time to think it over? Now, before you learn from me, what would be your typical response to that? Forget what you learned from me. Before you learn anything from me, how would you respond to, I need time to think it over?
Out of curiosity, what's going into that decision to wait?
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, but I like to use what I call a counterexample. So let's role play. Say I need more time to think it over.
So I'm the loan officer, or
no, I'm the loan officer. You're the person on the other.
So I'm going to give you objection. Okay, I need more time to think it over. I'm not sure if I want to.
Adam, I understand completely. May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever taken a long time to think something over and it still turned out to be a horrible decision?
Yeah.
Now, right then and there, that's what we call a pattern interrupt. That immediately takes your objection, wipes it off the table. And then I would continue by saying, maybe it's not about time, but about the clarity you need to recognize we can really move forward today. So thinking about it like that, what do we need to explore to reassure you this is a great decision Do you understand? So now we've not only erased the objection, we've redefined it. It's not about needing more time, but about needing clarity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and 100% what it's doing. I know even as we're role playing, then I'm searching as the client. I'm searching for ways that or more questions that can help me discover this is a good opportunity to move forward now. So I'm already the wheels are starting to turn, and it's moving me away from that objection into, okay, let's move next phase of this conversation.
Correct. So by the way, we'll teach you how to destroy objections. We'll teach you how to close higher. We'll teach you how to use this kind of language to be more effective at closing, to do it more quickly. It's a 5-part series. You can get it by texting the information right there. Text the word compel to 411-321 and make sure you give us your best email. That's how we get the goodies to you. If you're outside the United States, use WhatsApp and text 909-741-1321. So we'll pop this up later in the podcast. So let me go back.
So text compel 411-32. Compel 411. So yeah, text compel and then put 411-321.
Yes, text the word compel to 411-321. And if you're outside the US, it's 909-741-1321. But let's get back to delivering fantastic value.
100%. So I know you've done a lot of change work in your career, and I like. Gosh, it's just, again, so different than the normal stuff, and a lot of what you say flies in the face of the experts out there. What's one of the things that's
right? So let's say I've had clients come to me and say, they're stuck at a certain level of income. I had a loan officer who was making $3,500 commission. That was his paycheck before he came to see me. I'm not trying to do a commercial. I'm just telling you, there's a story behind this that anybody can use. I'm going to give everyone a 3-word phrase they can use to totally destroy their limiting beliefs about how much money they can make and how many calls they can make, and any of those limiting beliefs. 3 words. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm going to prove it to everybody right now. So by the time I was done with him, his check was $27,500. So that was a really good idea. But his whole thing is, I just can't make big money doing this. I just can't. I'm not a good closer. So I could have had him do the traditional thing, which is do affirmations and say, I am a good closer. I am a good closer. I can make money. I am rich. I am wealthy. The traditional stuff. The problem with that is your unconscious mind has 100,000 repetitions of you saying the opposite. And here's a principle of the mind. In any conflict between the conscious and the subconscious mind, or unconscious mind, I use them interchangeably, being a hypnotist, this unconscious mind is always going to win. That's just how it works. As a metaphor, when I was a little kid, my sister Anita, for Hanukkah, I'm Jewish, bought my little brother Stevie a toy robot. And being what we call in clinical psychology a schmuck, that's my diagnosis. I figured I'm going to break that toy robot. So I took the controls away from my brother. I pressed forward and backwards at the same time. The robot had that internal conflict. Part of it wanted to move forward, part of it wanted to move backwards. And it just, blue smoke came out of its robot ass as the wires melted. It fell over and just stalled out. So the problem is when you say, I am a success, back of your mind says, no, you're not. And then if you've ever felt, ladies and gentlemen, that the process of making leaps forward or self-improvement or self-actualization has felt like a struggle or a strain or a civil war, it's not because you're a self-sabotager. It's just what you've been given and taught doesn't work. So I said to him, use these 3 words, up until now. Up until now, it was my experience that I didn't have my skills to be a fantastic cold caller. Up until now, it was my experience that I didn't have my skills at closing really high ticket loans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, when we say up until now, first of all, we do 3 things. First of all, what we do is we acknowledge the unconscious mind. Yes, there's been a problem. So the unconscious mind is not going to fight us. We've gotten rapport with the unconscious mind. Everyone talks about getting rapport. Listen, the most important rapport you is with your own unconscious. So that's another value bomb I want to drop you. Boom. Forget about the client for a minute or the prospect on the other end of the phone. Get rapport with your own unconscious. So up until now, acknowledges it to the unconscious. It binds the problem squarely in the past. It says, okay, up until this moment, that was true. And finally, it takes it away from being who you are. Instead of saying, I'm just not good at this, that's a statement about your identity, and it makes it about skills. Up until now, it was my experience that I didn't have my skills to be a consistent closer. Up until now, it was my experience that I didn't have the skills to be a fantastic cold caller. By the way, I don't like the whole term cold caller. It implies that you're trying to get something from the other person. I prefer to think of it as an opportunity extension. How many opportunities am I going to extend to people today? That implies that you have the value. It switches the entire frame of the meeting. So I want to encourage the audience, what would it be like if instead of thinking of them as cold calls, you think, let's see how many opportunities I can extend to people today.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. And gosh, there's just so much loaded value there. I would encourage the listeners to listen to this podcast at least 2 to 3 times and write notes, because this is pure, unadulterated value bomb. So this is amazing stuff. And what I'll say is that with this up until now, I've been using that ever since, I came across you, because it is so valuable. And I had that disconnect. I was always like, gosh, let's just keep pushing through this. And the experts say, hey, okay, well, if I'm wanting to do, for example, if a loan officer's wanting to do 40 loans in a month, and they're doing 4, it's like, I'm a 40 loan a month closer, it's like, well, then no, not really, so like we're trying to forecast. That's what's cool. But again, I think what's happening is what you're saying is again, we're fighting against our unconscious mind. Our unconscious mind's like, well, that's bullshit. That's not happening. That's not true. Right. And now we're saying, okay, there's the break. Up until now, I've been a 4 loan a month producer. Going forward, I am working on my skill set.
No, not I'm working on my skill set. I claim my
there you go. Skills. See, coaching on the spot, people.
So once we get you out of your way, get the fuck out of your own way. That's the first part of my training. Then I can teach you how to visualize success. It's completely different than anything you've seen out there. There's a totally different way of visualizing success that makes it seem as if you've always been that way. We don't have time to go into that here. We do go into it in the Invisible Influence series. So I'm just talking to you about one half of it, which is you got to get out of your own way first. Then we'll show you a way of programming in the new stuff that's equally batshit crazy and equally revolutionary.
I love it. There's so much good stuff here. I kind of crack up because every time that, we get in this flow, it's like, I'm always just, wow. Okay. And of course I'm implemented so many things that you've taught me and I've thought differently, but I'm still like, okay, I got to continue to immerse myself in this stuff because, and by the way, out there, it's okay to have knowledge, but unless you're going to immerse yourself in it. So if you go through this training, when you go through this training with Paul on his,
as you joyously find yourself.
You joyously claim your opportunity to work with Paul through his series. I would immerse yourself with it. Listen to it 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7 times because you want that to be a true immersion, not just kind of like.
Let me just say, these are little PDFs. They're like 7 minutes reading time, and you get one every 5 days. So and each one gives you an action step that you can go out immediately to see results. Because what I'm teaching is so batshit crazy and it's so outside the norm, I came to the conclusion many years ago that people have no reason to believe every word I say unless you have a sample. People say, what's your guarantee? And I say, my guarantee is your results. Go out and see your results for yourself. And then you can come to me and we can discuss hiring me or buying one of my programs. That's why I don't promote hiring me or buying one of my programs. I just offer people the opportunity to grab the free resource.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, it's gosh, it's so much good stuff. So what would you say to loan officers out there right now that maybe they are there it is, text, there it is.
Yeah, they can read that. That's okay.
Yeah, okay. So if they're not on, if you're just listening to it again, text
the word compel.
Compel.
Yeah. Or if you're outside the United States, text to 909. I don't even have that. We just implemented a 741-1321. But let's. I don't want to make it seem like
no, you're good. I do. I'm plugging you because I want people. It's not because, listen, I always want to help you because you're freaking amazing. But I want to help the folks on here. That's the main thing. And it's truly great stuff. If I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't say anything about it. So I'm genuinely saying this because I want to help people, and you can help these folks. So what would you say to a loan officer that maybe they are, they're doing 3 loans a month and they want to do 10 loans a month? What would be those things that obviously we know it's some mindset, but also what's some things that they should implement as far as maybe mindset and possibly their salesmanship or their sales in general? Is there anything you would?
Yeah.
I don't see obviously, but
So one of the things that I've found is when you pick up the phone and you're making these opportunity extensions to people who you don't know, right? I mean, I like to pay certain things. I like to say, listen, I know our time is valuable, so I will limit our discussion. Let's agree to limit our discussion. Now, can I take a minute of your time? Because the automatic response to a question like that is no, or who the hell are you? But when you say, because I recognize our time is valuable, I'll keep our discussion really short. When you use that word our, what does it imply? It implies a relationship. When I say discussion, that takes it out of the realm of a pitch and makes it something that we're doing together. I call these implied relationship words. Or I would say, before we share what it is we're looking for today, I just want to encourage you to ask the questions that naturally arise when a great decision is being made. Now, we share together, invite. These are all what I call implied relationship words. You're implying that there's a relationship between you and that prospect right away. Do you understand?
Yes.
It makes it not about, hey, this is so-and-so, you don't know me. The reason I'm calling is, right?
Right.
That doesn't work. It does work, but it becomes a numbers game.
Yes.
Numbers games are for people who don't understand the underlying principles of persuasion. You're still going to have some times when people aren't interested, but so what? I reframe that as, oh, well, there's a person who just didn't understand the gift that I was bringing them. Oh, well, bless them. I send them on their way. Thank you for being my stepping stone to my next success. This is another thing I encourage. Substitute frustration with blessing the person who jacked you around or who hung up on you by saying, thank you for being my teacher and my guide to my stepping stone to my next success. When you bless the person who's frustrating you, something magical happens. It opens up a doorway to a new level of motivation. And it opens up, I'm just going to get weird on you and more batshit crazy ideas. I believe it opens up the gateway of grace. It opens up something that's not working on the local cause and effect level. That's what I choose to believe. If it's not your belief, I respect that. There's the mechanics of selling. There's the mindset of selling. And then there's sort of the mysticism of selling, which is a weird concept, but I believe it to be true. Anytime someone frustrates you or rejects you, I would just say, hey, thank you, bless you for being my teacher today and my guide to the next stepping stone for my next and even bigger success. As you're listening to that right now, Adam, what does that do for you in terms of what you feel in your body, what opens up in your brain?
I just feel a release.
Yeah, and that's important. We don't want to steamroller over our frustration. We want to transmute it into something far more useful.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I love it. Again, another power pack punch there and everything you said. I'll have to listen to this over again because I think there's a few points that I can hammer home myself even more. So yeah, gosh, this is great stuff. Anything before we go you want to share this has been power punched, man, power packed stuff. So gosh, I think that the listeners are probably like, just what the heck? I just got on here and there was just amazing stuff. And we're gonna have to look this Paul Ross up and my answer to that be hell yeah, you do. So go ahead, Paul.
Here's what I want to say. I know that some of what I presented today is outside the lines of what people are used to thinking. And some of it may seem complex and really vague. Some of it's going to be very, very clear. I do want to encourage people to watch this multiple times and even get the recording and get it. Can they download your episodes?
Yeah.
Download it and get it transcribed. There's a service I think called Zoomscribecom. Get it transcribed and go through every little bit, underline the important points. And if you're trained in neurolinguistic programming, I'm not going to dive into that. Underline where I've dropped in suggestions because I demonstrate what I'm doing as I teach it.
Yes, you 100% do. I love it. Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on here. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. It's 411-321 text compel to get his Power of Invisible Influence series, and check it out.
And thank you I love having you as a client. I work with brilliant people who can take action, and you're an implementer, which I really, really love. So thank you for the opportunity of being your trainer and your coach and your guide. And thank you for letting people know that's what's going on.
No, it's a true honor, Paul. True honor to know you. True honor to have you on here. And I'll continue to learn so many valuable things from you as I've already have. And gosh, we'll just the great thing is, Paul, I know that you get a lot of enjoyment out of this because we've had a mutual friend as well that he's been able to use your techniques. By the way, Paul's techniques have been used in the special forces and everything to like literally to save lives. Like,
I didn't know this. Our mutual friend told me that you don't know this, Paul, but what you teach has been used to save thousands of American lives. I said, how? He said, can't talk about that. I know that sounds, when I heard that, my mind was blown for an entire day.
Well, he doesn't lie about his stuff. I mean, he's as straight up as you can get it. And so that happened. I mean, if he says that it happened, and that's a huge influence. And right now you're influencing all these people to take some great actions and grow and helping me. I'm helping other amazing loan officers with the stuff that you've taught and the mindsets and the great skill and the sales to be able to grow their business. So you're webbing off in so many different ways. It's helping so many folks. And thank you for sharing all those great words of wisdom. And gosh, it's just a true pleasure. So remember, go to Adam, email me adam@hirescoaching.com and just type in there sniper if you want a part of the 12-week transformation. Hit your targets, get in there, learn special sales techniques and scripting and marketing and way to run your business like a true business, to grow your business in 12 weeks to what you thought was going to take you 12 months. So adam@hirescoaching.com, hit sniper, and I will see if you are
one thing, Adam, make sure when you text and you get the responding text, put in your best emails, because that's how we deliver the goodies to you.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, buddy. It's been great.
Thanks,
Thank you for the opportunity and to share my joy in teaching, which is my favorite thing to do.
Yes, we can tell it's amazing, Paul. Thank you all. Go out there and absolutely crush it. Keep listening to this, keep growing, and you remember the drill. Limit to risk equals limited income.